Welcome to another episode of Slick Works, guys. This time I do roll cage things for the Grand Prix. Also, there's a new face in the shop. That's my little buddy Gerald. So this episode is a little bit weird. I was kind of in limbo between two different computers, so I got my new computer all hooked up and ready to go now. So this episode will start and end in a strange way, but here we go. But first, I had someone come up to me in person and say, "Hey, I miss your old intro. What happened to your intro?" So here's the intro. What do you guys think about that? Because I don't just do custom paint, I kind of do a little of everything. So I'm thinking of making a new intro. What do you think? Should I put the intro in? A, do we need an intro? And B, should I make a new one? Drop a comment below. That's all I'm asking you to comment on this video for. The big brackets, I am actually going to paint those Slickworks orange, along with this roll cage once it is put in the car. Now I know that this bar, the main hoop, is 3 inches too tall for a G-body, but it looks like somebody added 3 inches at one point in time in this roll cage's life. So I'm going to go ahead and lop that off, and we're going to put it in the car, and then we're just going to keep on cutting until it somewhat sort of fits. Now looking at the floor right away, I can tell you it's not going to fit there with those brackets that they have, because those holes are for the seat mounting brackets, which means the seat backs are probably going to be about here. So there's no room for those massive pads that they have there, so I'll probably have to heat them up and then form them to the shape of the rear passenger footwell, and then chop them down significantly to get to that back wall there too. But all I can do for now is just cut it up, stick it in, and just keep cutting until it kind of starts to make sense. This whole thing might end up being completely cut apart. Well, better keep cutting. So, step one, cut these off. Get them out of the equation. Put them aside for later. Both of those. Step two, cut this whole thing in half. Yep. Right down the middle, I'm going to cut it in half. And, yeah. But when I cut it in half and put it back together again, I'm going to do it properly. Whoever added those 3 inches onto the roll cage, they did not do it properly. See here? This is the section that they added those 3 inches. You see anything weird about that? That is what you call a butt weld. They basically just stuck 2 pieces together and welded it. What I'm going to do is find a length of pipe that's OD, or outer diameter, fits the inner diameter of this pipe, slide it in there, and then leave a little bit of gap between the pipes so that I can actually stitch them together with weld. That is the strongest and most proper way of doing it. So that is the way that I'm going to do it. So the technical name for that weld is a butt weld with sleeve. Okay, so I've just gone ahead and cut another 2 inches off, so I think I have the height right. So I gotta take a measurement from side to side inside the car, and then I'll have the width, and then we're cutting that thing in half. Yep, we're going for it. From that edge to that edge, we're 49 and a half. 49 and a half, remember that. Yeah, something like that. That's close enough. What was that number? 49 and a half? We are at 53 and 5/8. We gotta take a little bit out of this thing. Well, it's midnight, and before I wrap up, I want to show you guys, this is what I was talking about. I actually had a pipe that wasn't quite small enough, so I cut a little slot in it and bent it in. But this is the sort of fitment you want when you're joining any sort of pipes. Now I'm not going to pound that in, but if I pound it in, it'll probably have a hard time getting it apart. So there you have it. That is a proper joint, a butt weld with a sleeve. I want so badly to throw a couple tack welds on this and fit it up in the car and see how it fits. But I'm gonna save that excitement for tomorrow. So good night, see you tomorrow. Actually, on second thought, I totally forgot. I have this light switch that controls the daylight, so I can just keep working. Huh. All right, back to work. All right, well, I've crawled up underneath the car and I drilled a couple holes. So that is where the fuel line mounts to, so do not drill there. And then over here, there's one little hole. That is where the end of the spring cup is for the coil spring. So I cannot drill any further that way, but in between that space and this space, anywhere, I have room to throw my bolts through. I just gotta make sure that I have room for two, probably the skinnier tires are gonna go in the middle of the cage here. This is gonna take some thinking. Also, it'd be nice if I had an extra pair of hands. So hopefully an extra pair of hands shows up. Well guys, I just had the phone call of a lifetime. See, the whole purpose of building this car and my road trip to Florida, well, my shipment has arrived across from China on a big boat. It's on a truck right now. It's gonna be at my house in about 30 minutes. The entire purpose of this whole car build and my whole trip to Florida for a pitch is gonna be here. So, extremely exciting day. I wish I could tell you guys more about it, but stay tuned. Hit subscribe. You'll know about it soon. Back in the shop right now, we got Papa Slick over here.
Hey.
We're doing the roll cage. So I've just found out that bar is significantly shorter than this bar. But yeah, we're gonna pull these bars out and then we're gonna radius them so that they fit snug into here so we can tack it all into place before pulling it out and doing the final welding. Well, ran into some issues, but we think we have it sorted. So yeah, we got 4 bolts going on each side, so everybody's happy about that. And it looks pretty good too. We kind of had to kink the angle of the bars in the back, but from the back window, it looks very race car. So I'm happy about that. Okay, gonna get the bar pulled out of the car, laid on the ground, and get this thing welded up. Mostly welded up anyways. Well, I was in the shop until 2 in the morning last night, and I'll show you how far we made it. So those 2 plates are welded fully. I got the plates cut out of that. All I had is like this ridiculously thick 1/4 inch steel. And this one is clean. This one has some diamond plates, so we'll just put that on the bottom. No one will know. Yeah, so I'm gonna carry on. The goal is to have the roll cage fully welded and bolted in today, as well as have the eyes bolted on for the harnesses. Well, it's welded. Yes, I sound annoyed about that because my old welder has a new nickname. We're gonna call it Spatters. The new welder's name is Spatters. It is driving me insane. Boom! All the base plates are welded on, and that is in its home. Last thing I gotta do is just weld the tabs onto there for the harnesses. Yeah. Well, Spatters the welder definitely gave me a hard time, but the welds turned out pretty good, actually. I'm not embarrassed to show my welds at all, so I'll show you guys right now. Yeah, see, I mean, they look great. So, there. Okay, so the roll cage is placed in the car. The bolts are through, but not snugged up. The seat mounting brackets are in, and the seats are in. One final piece of the puzzle with the roll cage before this thing is done. So, this is a 5-point harness. So the shoulder straps, they have these, you need an eyelet for that. So I'm gonna go to Princess Auto to get it, whereas the crotch belt has just the eye that you can drill and plate through your floor. So I gotta go and get some eyelets from one of my favorite stores, Princess Auto, and then we'll carry on with this thing. It's getting done today. Okay, got my final pieces of the puzzle here. Just ran to Princess Auto real quick. So yeah, so these eyes are what these clips are going to clip to, like that, right? But because if I just drill a hole in the roll bar and then tighten this down, it's going to squish the actual tube of the bar. I'm going to cut some lengths out of this. This is actually a steering shaft from a 1930 or a 1929 Ford, I believe. So that slides through, and then this bar will be welded to the roll cage itself so it doesn't crush. It will not crush. Yeah, a lot stronger, a lot safer. Alright friends, well, there we have it. Those are welded in and cleaned up really nicely. So yeah, once those are snugged down, that's what the harnesses are gonna bolt to. And looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Well, finished painting the roll bar outside in the dark. I think it turned out pretty good. As well as the seat mounting brackets. Of course, in Slickworks cheese orange. Yeah, not so bad. Well, the roll cage is painted and finished and installed, as well as the harness, as well as some aluminum panels. The car looks completely different than in this episode. It's actually ready for paint now. So there is a bunch of stuff I didn't want to give away, but I'm gonna give it away because you guys got to see the roll cage in the car. Here she is, ladies and gentlemen, mostly gentlemen, just about all gentlemen. Yeah, looks great, right? Yep, I'm pretty stoked about that. All done. The roll bar is done and safe. I've taken my little kid for a rip, buckled her into the 4-point harness. Yeah, pretty cool. Nice touch too, right? Real quick, I wanted to give a shout out to Clayton Leachman and Dwight Lockhart. Dwight Lockhart, he is one of the only people in the world who can recreate and resell Ed Roth stuff and Rat Fink stuff. Clayton Leachman has a really sweet Ford, but he is all about the Rat Fink life. So 2 years ago, we were at the Laid Out Field of Dreams car show, and he hooked me up with a t-shirt. My kids were thirsty, so he gave us water, stickers, like a bunch of stuff. Like super, super genuine people. So Thank you guys. And when I say a sticker, I mean a sticker. Yeah. So yeah, thanks. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye.